The hips and lower back have great synergy between them, and improving the mobility of one helps the other. It will not only help you with stiffness and pain, but it will also help you improve your quality of life on a daily basis. And that's why I created this short 20-minute routine where we will work on hip mobility and lower back mobility. Before we start, I want to remind you that every Sunday I send an email to the inbox of people who are subscribed to my newsletter. To do this, you just have to click on the top right corner of the screen. That email contains the videos I published this week. You'll find my library of over 1,000 videos to improve your health, and you'll also have priority access to the program launches I do every year. Signing up is completely free, and it's the best way to start improving your quality of life and commit to exercise. Alright, for this routine we're only going to need a mat, something comfortable to lie on, and of course a lot of motivation. It will be simple, gentle, gradual, and help you relax. We start in the initial position with your buttocks on the mat and your feet on the floor. I want your knees to be approximately at 90 degrees of flexion. I want you to hold your knees just in front of them. And the first exercise is as simple as pushing your chest up, stretching as much as you can, and looking up at the ceiling. When you do this, you'll feel a good contraction in your upper back and lower back areas. Hold for a few seconds, and then round your back backwards. Let's do it again. Push your chest up, look slightly toward the ceiling only if your neck allows it. Hold for a couple of seconds, relax, and then round your back again. Now let's place our hands right back here. To make the exercise a bit more challenging, push and lift your chest up. Hold for a few seconds. And relax. That's 3. Let's do 10 breaths together. Now we're going to work with that breathing. Inhale down, exhale. 4, I said 10 breaths, but it's 10 repetitions. Inhale down. Exhale. Pull with your arms, lift your chest, and look up. 5. If the exercise is too difficult, you can bend your knees a little to have more freedom or go back to that previous support for more ease. We inhale, curve our back, exhale. I lift my chest and look at the ceiling. 6, I take. I release. 7, I take. I puff out my chest, look up, pull with my arms. 7 or 8, I don't know. We release. 9, last repetition. I round my back again. We release. I look up. And then you should feel a strong contraction between your shoulder blades in the paravertebral muscles that stabilize your spine. We place our hands in front of our knees again. We're going to bend them a little more to find ourselves in a comfortable position. I don't want you to stay like this the whole time, but rather keep your back in a somewhat upright position. And from here we're going to focus on how our pelvis is supported by the floor. Look, we have our left buttock and our right buttock. Let's try to separate them. In some cases you won't be able to do it, but just the act of trying will already induce some movement of the spinal flexion, which is very, very beneficial. So basically, I'm going to lean a little to the right, lift my left buttock off the floor. As you can see here, I'm going to turn a little more to the side so you can see it. I lift my left buttock off the floor, then I rest my left buttock and lift my right buttock. As you can see, my body tilts from one side to the other, but not too much. I always try to lift that buttock. First, let's put this camera above so you can see it clearly and follow me properly. I lift my left buttock, that's it. I rest my left buttock, lift my right buttock, always holding my knees with my hands. If it's too hard, we can switch to an easier level. Keep your hands by your sides, okay? Choose the level that best suits your abilities. And we're just gonna do 10. I've already done 4. Let's count 1. Every time we lift the right buttock, 6. And you don't need to lift it too much either. It's enough if I can slide a sheet of paper under your buttock. 7, support on the left, lift the right. 8. And even if you can't manage to lift that buttock, well, the gesture of raising it is already more than enough. 9, support left, lift right, support left, lift right, and 10. And remember that these hands on the floor can help you give greater lateral flexion to that movement. Good, now we feel different sensations in the back after working at both the dorsal and lumbar levels. We return again to our starting position, and next, I want you to lean forward and bend your back as much as possible against those knees. We're going to hold this position for a few moments. Take a breath, separate, exhale, squeeze, and bring your chest closer to your knees. Notice that my legs are not completely together, but I'm leaving some space so that when I release, my chest can go forward. And with my arms, with my hands together, I can apply a little more pressure. We've done 2. Let's complete 10 together. Let's grab. Release. Work of lumbar flexion work. We grab. We release. 3. We release. 4. We release. Very, very good. Let's set up this double camera for a better view. 5. We grab, release. I bring my chest as close as possible. Will we feel that effort between the shoulder blades? 6 or 7, I don't know. Counting isn't my strength. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last repetition. Edith. Trying to bring that chest through here between the knees while we hug them. Perfect. We return to the starting position. If you're uncomfortable or find this routine hard, take a short break in this position or lie on your back. Let's switch and get back into the same position, sitting with our hands just behind our knees. I want you to sit up very straight and look, I want you to try to lift one leg. If everything goes well, we'll lift the other leg and try to keep our balance. It's a tricky position, okay? The main thing is that you manage to do it. If you do it and you feel comfortable, we should push our chest out and work to rebalance our posture. At no point should we round our back too much, like a ball. If you can't do it correctly, what you can do is lift one leg, hold the position, put it down, and then lift the other leg. We can place our hands either in front or underneath, whichever you prefer. We're going to do 10 repetitions, 10 breaths, trying to control that balance on your glutes, lifting those legs. I inhale down, exhale, lift one leg, find my balance, and lift the other leg. Open up your chest, inhale, release one leg, the other, and lift your chest up. 2, inhale, exhale, one leg, the other leg, chest out. 3. It's not easy, right? Always try to adapt the exercise to your abilities. Release, release. 4, support, and release. And since I'm good at it, I'm going to lift both legs at the same time. 5, support, release. And up. 6, I grab, I swing, I create a balance between my legs and torso. I stick out my chest. 7, 10. 8. 9. And 10. Perfect. How are you? How do you feel after this magnificent exercise? A little difficult, right? Very good. Let's go with the next one. We'll add a little bit of rotation. Nothing extraordinary. We're going to start by stretching the left leg and bending our right leg, just as I'm showing you on the screen. I want you to hug your right leg with your right hand and reach back with your left arm. Try to touch the floor as far as possible, up to this position. This way we work on our rotation. And we're going to do it in a constant repetitive motion. We bring that hand forward, take a breath, exhale, and try to touch the floor behind us. 1. Exhale, try to touch the floor. 2. Inhale. And as you can see, my torso doesn't lean, I don't move backward, but my torso stays fixed with this knee in a steady position. 3. We let go. I touch 4. We let go. 5, my arm reaches very far forward, very, very far. We let go, lift that chest up and touch the ground behind you. 6. 7. E&M, if you want to try a slightly more difficult version, you can simply keep that arm horizontal, but it's more demanding on the shoulder. 8. 9, including the trapezius area of the neck. And 10. Switch legs. I grab my left leg with my left arm, stretching out my right leg. I shift slightly and again extend my left arm forward as far as I can. I inhale, exhale, and I touch down on the floor. Notice that if we raise the arm too much, the trapezius area contracts and the shoulder area gets more stressed. But if you're someone who likes challenges, you can do it without any problem. 2. Way ahead. Way back. 3. 4. 5, 6. 7. 8. Way forward, way back. 9. Last rep. Let's go for it. And 10. Let's relax, grab both knees and breathe. We stretch the left leg out on the floor again. This time the right hand will be placed behind as an anchor point to keep the torso upright. And I'm going to place my arm like this. Hand on the back of my neck, elbow in front. If your right shoulder hurts in this position, you can move it a little further back to create more angle and relieve that area. I grab my elbow, touch my knee, and then raise that elbow as high as I can to stretch the entire side of my back, including the lumbar and dorsal areas. As high as I can, as high as I can, I take a breath, my elbow touches my knee, and then I look up at the ceiling and reach that elbow as far as I can. 2, I touch my knee. 3, very high, great stretch over the dorsal area, left side. 4, I touch and up. 5, I touch and up. 6, I touch. 7, 8, 9, touch down. And 10, very good feelings. We switch arms, we switch legs. Left arm goes behind, left leg bends, right leg goes in front. Let's do that hand again, right at the nape. We take a breath, touch that elbow with the knee, and then I try to move sideways. Raise that elbow as far as I can to stretch my entire spine on the right side. I follow the movement with my gaze, always keeping it on the elbow. To increase the intensity of the exercise, we can also adjust hand position during the exercise. The closer to the body, the more intense the exercise. 4. So I'll let you choose the difficulty that best fits your challenges. 5, 6, 7, 8, we play. 9, last repetition, I play again and up as high as you can. It looks like a small movement, but I assure you it's very intense. Very, very good. Next, we're going to switch legs again to keep a set order. My right leg bent, my left leg extended. I want your right leg to remain as close to the floor as possible. My right knee is practically touching the floor, just like this. From this position, I'm going to stand up very straight, leaning forward, and I'm going to try to reach as far as I can with my leg. I'm not very flexible and can't reach far. You try to bring your chest as close as possible to your knee, bending your spine as much as you can, with the goal of working on stretching the quadratus lumborum, which is the quadratus lumborum, a muscle that is located right here between the spine, the pelvis, and the ribs. In many cases, high tension can lead to lower back pain. To really focus on it, I want you to place your hands on the outside of that knee and bring your chest closer. The more to the side you are, the more focused the stretch will be on that area. You should feel the stretch along the right side of your rib cage and between your pelvis and spine. We're going to hold the position for 20 to 30 seconds. Take your time, really move your spine to the side, breathe, try to work on it. You should feel it. We're going to put this double camera right here, exactly here, in this area. You might feel it a little higher up, but try to move to the side, shift a bit, change that position until you can focus the stretch. Exactly there, right in that gap between the pelvis and the ribs. You'll also feel it a lot in the back of your legs. Of course, because the hamstrings also pull a lot. In this sense, we hold that position a little longer. 10 seconds, relax. Slowly return to the starting position, very slowly. Switch legs, right leg extended, left leg bent, and it's really the same process. I'm going to try to bring my chest closer to my knee, my hands to the outside of that leg, to move sideways and try to focus the stretch on this section of my body. It may be hard at first, but if you focus and try, closing your eyes, you can likely do it correctly. Here, more and more, there we are. I'm already feeling it, and I hope you're feeling it at home too. My flexibility, well, leaves a lot to be desired. I know that you probably reach farther than I do, but the important thing is to focus that stretch right in that area, okay? Where we are here, right in that gap between the lower back and the ribs. We're going to hold that position for 20 to 30 seconds. Very good. We've done 10. 20. And 30. It's an exercise that usually releases a lot and is extremely pleasant if you do it right. So give it a try until you manage to focus well and really locate that tension. We return that body very slowly to the starting position. And now what we're going to do is put the legs together. I'm going to turn a little more to the side so you can see it properly. The feet together. These feet should be spaced apart. Well, the closer to your hips, the better. The closer to your pelvis, the more tension. The farther from your pelvis, the less tension. So I find a spot where it's good to place those feet there and sit up straight, because that's one of the important points. You feel some tension in your adductors, the inner part of your thighs. I'm just going to stay upright in this position and lift my chest as high as possible, just like we did in the first exercise, with that chest really, really up. This is obviously going to induce a position in your pelvis and a pain, or rather a tension, in your adductors. I hold this position for 30 seconds. We're going to do 6 breaths. I like to do it with breaths. We let go. We inhale. Every exhale makes us stand taller and lean further forward, to create more tension and give more work to the muscles. Two more. Nice and upright. We release. Last one. Very good, very good. Really good feeling. Slowly return your feet to the starting position, moving them away from your body. Now, I feel less tension in my adductor area. And now slowly I'm going to bring my body closer to my feet so that my chest is closer. As close as possible to them. I grab the tips of my feet again, lift my chest up and try to bend forward. If you can touch the floor, that's ideal. It depends on your flexibility and you'll feel some tightness. Not really in the groin, but more on the outer glute area. Very interesting stretch. We hold the position again for 5 or 6 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And with each exhalation, I want you to go a little bit lower, to bring your chest a little closer to your heels. Inhales. Increasing exercise intensity. 2 remain. Last repetition. Great. Let's slowly bring our torso back to the starting position, okay? Does your back sometimes have trouble changing positions? And we're going to finish with 2 stretches, which I love for the lower back area and are part of my essential set for lower back pain. We lie on our backs slowly. Take your time. Once we're in this position, what we're going to do is bring one knee to the chest and then the other knee to the chest, but it's not really to the chest. Pay close attention. I always say to the chest because I'm used to it, but it's not really to the chest. We're together, but we'll open them a bit more toward the shoulder, same side, slightly more outward. I want you to keep those knees close to your torso, close to your shoulders, and start making circles. I want your fingers, actually your index finger, to stay pointing up like it's a pencil. And I want you to draw really big circles on the ceiling. That means you're making bigger circles, right? And let's work with the breathing however you want to do it. Just make sure it's coordinated with the movement. Let's do 10 to the left. We've done, I don't know, 5, 6, 7. Slowly, we're not looking for speed. 8, we're looking for range. Make the circles very large. 9 and 10. Hold your position and another 10 to the opposite side. Remember, knees very wide open as if we wanted to bring them toward the shoulders. 1, 2, slow, controlled. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good feelings. We finish with the last one. Look, I rest my left leg on the floor, cross my right one in front, well crossed, knees practically touching each other. And next, I let my body drop. Where's my mic? Is it here? I let my body fall to the left until, look, my knee, it touches the floor with the opposite side. I want us to switch cameras so you can see it clearly. The chest and shoulder twist, reaching as far back as possible. I'm trying to touch the floor with this elbow, keeping my hand on my chest while supporting myself with the other hand. This is going to create an impressive twist at the lumbar level. Very pleasant. We're going to hold it for 20 more seconds, and you can also breathe. Or not. And when you release, try to get that elbow as far as possible and make sure your right knee doesn't lift off the ground.
2, 3,
Last rep, let's get them. And 4, I come back slowly, very slowly. Don't forget the starting position. I switch knees, cross it to the opposite side, and from here is the same movement. I'm going to let my legs fall to the right, the left, then switch cameras again. Touch the floor. Once they do, my right hand is placed on my knees to keep them from lifting, and my left arm is placed on my chest. I inhale, then exhale and push outward. Notice this impressive rotation. My elbow moves closer to the floor, while my knees stay on the floor. Let go. Grab and release. Two. And release. Two, three. And release. 4. Very good, great tension, spine level, glute overall, very, very effective. We're done. Let's breathe a little more and stay on our backs for a few moments until you recover a bit. Your integrity. Very good. It was an intense routine lasting about 20 minutes. It seemed easy, but it's really not that simple. Practice it at home and find the level of exercises that best suits your needs. It's not about whether you do the exercise, but about finding the gray area. Not black or white, but what best suits your anatomy, your possibilities, your abilities. Let me remind you that if you want to receive my videos every week in your email, the ones published during the week, you just have to click on the link that appears in the video description or in the first comment. You simply go in, leave your email, and you'll get access. You'll become part of my newsletter, where I send out the videos I've published on YouTube every week. So your commitment to exercise and your quality of life is absolute. You'll also have access to my library of over 1,000 videos organized by body area, and you'll also be able to find out about my releases before anyone else. Releases that I do once a year, and that attract a massive number of people. So if you're interested, don't miss out. But that's all. I'm really glad you watched this video until the end. I hope you can share it with people who need it. Help me make physical therapy accessible to everyone and be consistent, because exercise is useless if you only do it once. See you very soon in another video. Bye, friends. This brings us to the end of the routine. 30 minutes packed with powerful exercises to improve the mobility of your lower back, your hips, strengthen them, and ultimately improve your quality of life. It's important to be consistent with this routine, to be able to do it at least 2 or 3 times a week. Pick the exercises that suit you best, add them to your routine, and stay consistent. There's no point in doing them just once, because they won't have any effect on your body. Take your time and do what's needed to care for your body and health, since exercise should always be the main tool to maintain a good quality of life. Let me remind you that if you want to receive all the videos I post on my channel every week, you can join my newsletter through the link below in the first comment in the video description. Just enter your email, and every Sunday you'll get all my posted content. You'll also get a link to my library of over 1,000 videos, organized by body area, in addition to what I've made. And you'll also get early access to my exercise programs. These are launches I do once or twice a year, where more than 20,000 people attend. And if you want to improve your quality of life, you'll want to know about them. I hope you can share it with people who need it. We all know someone who has pain in their lower back and hips. By sharing, you're not only helping that person, but you're also helping me reach everyone, making physical therapy accessible to all. That's all. I sincerely thank you for making it to the end of the video, and I hope to see you again very soon on my channel. to accompany you with more exercises.